Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. This video is my coolest transit hub exploration with lots of trains, metro, trams, buses and trolleybuses all in one place. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. With that being said, let's begin taking a closer look at this awesome hub. So right now we are looking at some of the red trolleybuses. Almost all the trolleybuses in Budapest are red actually, and I think it's kind of a cool color. This is the last stop for line number 80 that we are looking at right now. And how I found out about this hub is I was riding this trolleybus a few days ago. I was catching an older vintage trolleybus called Icarus, which are becoming kind of rare in Budapest, but I really wanted to ride it as it's a piece of history. It's made in the 80s here in Hungary. And this is where I realized that, wow, they have so many different buses, trolleybuses, trams, metro and trains at this location, and that's why I decided to come back here and film it a little bit more. This is actually the last stop for many different lines, including city buses and even some regional buses and regional trains, as well as the M2 subway line and some train lines. So I think it's a very busy destination or a transfer hub for a lot of people. And what's really cool about it, what surprises me the most, is that everything is on the same level. It's not like you have the trains downstairs and then the buses upstairs or the other way around. Actually, in this case, you have basically all the vehicles on the same level, and we're gonna walk around a little bit and see what I'm talking about. But it's pretty impressive how they were able to design it in such a simple way that actually works. It's functional. A lot of people are using this hub to go to work every day, and it's pretty convenient. Honestly, I transferred here a couple of times. I don't think it has any major issues other than a lack of elevators for people that have mobility issues. But this is a very common problem in many different European cities, including Budapest. And I believe they are working on it. It's going to take some time to upgrade all the transfer points. Also, they have these newer lower floor trams that are being used on some of the lines and replacing the older trams. You can see the older tram as well. But this is such an extensive public transport network that it basically takes time to upgrade all the vehicles, and it's really difficult to change it all at the same time. And to be honest with you, if you use their special app Budapest Go, you can actually track vehicles and you can filter through high floor and low floor vehicles, and if you have mobility issues, you can plan your route accordingly. So I think that is another solution, another alternative on how you can get around. And of course, if you have super heavy stuff, you can also use a cab from time to time. I don't think it's a very big deal. But for most users, day-to-day users, their public transportation system is very functional and very convenient to use. I'm very impressed with the high frequencies and convenient transfers and operating hours and reliability, punctuality, and overall service quality. Their public transportation is excellent in many different ways. And that's why I wanted to film this hub, because I wish we had more places like this in California, where I come from. We have a lot of transit centers, but not so much activity. But here you have buses arriving and departing basically the whole time, and they have so many different lines and so many different ways how you can get from A to B using different modes and transferring easily without having to make it like a long process. So first, let's take a look at the fleet a little bit. They have some newer buses, some older buses. Let's check them out. I'm trying to walk carefully because it just finished raining. There are lots of little ponds of water, so I have to be careful, but it is a very cool experience exploring this hub and checking out all the buses. These are the Volvo buses, and these are actually some of the oldest buses in the city that we are looking at right now. They are approximately 20 years old, and I'm pretty sure they will be replaced in the near future. So this is basically the last chance to enjoy riding them, which is why I came to Budapest to enjoy these older vehicles. They also have some older trolleybuses that I mentioned, the Örs trolleybuses. They also have some older trams, and who knows how long they are going to keep them in regular city service. And what's really cool is that they also have some heritage lines where you can catch something even more unique that's no longer in regular city service. On their website they have all the details about different kinds of lines that are operating. Usually it's on weekends, and the specific vehicles that you can ride on those lines. I think that is a very cool thing that they did. And generally speaking, lots of things they did it so well. Huge respect to everyone who's a part of the city transit management. I really admire your work, everything you do for the city. I'm very envy you in a good way that you are part of such a great system, and you are able to work in such a beautiful city and being a part of such an awesome network, because it's very impressive. It's very impressive. Out of all the cities and countries I visited in Europe and the United States and Asia, Budapest is definitely one of the leading cities when it comes to public transportation. And it's hard to describe it with words how much I love this city because of its transit. So now we are taking a look at some of the other trolleybuses and buses from the back. Depending on what specific time you show up, there might be a lot of activity, or there might be like a little break for a minute or two, and then like 5 or 10 buses just going, departing, arriving at the same time. It's pretty cool to observe that. Also with all the trams in the background. Really cool place to explore. Actually, I did not mention the name of the place because it's difficult to memorize it, but I do see the name here written down on the stop. It's called Örs Vezér Square, I believe. Let me zoom it in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Örs Vezér Square. That is the name of, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, that is the name of this hub. Again, this is the last station on metro line M2. The metro station was built in 1970, so approximately 55 years ago, but I believe this hub was already here even before the metro was built, as far as I remember from reading online. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. This place is not that impressive in terms of the architecture, but it's very impressive in terms of the transit, the number of transit vehicles and all the activity. When I was here a few days ago, I think in one minute I saw maybe 10 buses departing and arriving, and that was such a cool scenic view. I hope we have a chance to enjoy that right now as well. You can see another bus arriving, pulling up, and a tram arriving at the same time, and another tram arriving at the same time. Lots of people are trying to run to make it on time. And another bus over there. Wow. This tram vehicle is actually pretty cool because it's designed for both high floor and low floor platforms. I'm gonna be making a separate video covering those vehicles. Feel free to take a look at my channel if you wanna watch that video, but basically Some of the platforms are low and other platforms are high, and the vehicle is designed, engineered in a specific way that basically allows it to cover all types of platforms. And they have some steps that are like being pulled out automatically, and then they are back pulled in when they are not needed. It's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere else. Those trams were imported here from Germany, used, because they care about how they spend their funds. I think it makes sense. It doesn't always make sense to buy everything brand new, and they take such good care of their fleet. Everything is in good condition, no matter how old it is. Just because something is old, it doesn't make it any worse, in my personal opinion. I really enjoyed riding their buses. And to be honest with you, I think it's all about how you take care of it, because it's much better to ride an old bus that smells good than a new bus that smells bad. Wouldn't you agree? So it's also interesting to see how a lot of people, they like to run. In Budapest, in general, it's like a fast-paced city. It reminds me a little bit of New York, like a little New York. But you don't really have to run, because the next one's gonna come in 5 minutes. Take a look at those frequencies. They have digital signs with estimated arrival times, and for the most part, it usually takes only about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then you're good to go. So, but still people want to run. Another cool tram arriving. Also, people are riding their bicycles, which is awesome. And you can see after this 62 leaves, then another 62 is coming in 5 minutes, which is very convenient. Also, number 80, this one is leaving in 2 minutes. The following one leaves in 8 minutes. So that means the frequency is 5 or 6 minutes. Also very convenient. And look at these beautiful red trolleybuses from Poland. Good job Solaris and everybody from Poland who manufactures these vehicles, because they offer such a good value at a very competitive price. So many European cities are buying Polish buses and trolleybuses these days. It's amazing. Huge respect to Poland for accomplishing this, basically being like the leader right now. Icarus, Hungary used to be the leader, supplying buses basically to all continents. They made so many buses, I think more buses than any other company ever made. I'm not sure exactly, I'm not gonna get into the numbers, but they basically supplied the entire Soviet Union and a lot of countries that were friendly with Soviet Union, and also a lot of other countries that needed buses. Even the United States ended up purchasing or testing, I'm not sure if they purchased them, but some Icarus buses were actually servicing United States in the 80s too, so it's kind of cool. They had a separate version for the United States. I don't think it went into very mass production. Not sure exactly what happened, but they definitely were, if not the largest, then the largest bus manufacturer in history. And right now they still try to make newer models in collaboration with other Hungarian companies. And some of them are pretty cool. Of course, they're not as fun as those vintage ones, but you can see they are doing pretty good work. I wish them luck. I hope they can compete with Solaris from Poland and other brands, such as Volvo, as this bus. It's cool to see how all the buses are turning at this intersection. We can try to change the angle a little bit and capture the action from the best possible place. Maybe from here And also you can see a pretty cool sunset over there in the distance. After the rain, it's definitely pretty scenic. And I don't know about you guys, but it feels like we are at a bus depot, because you can see so many buses over there. It's crazy how many buses fit into this transit hub. Very impressive. And I believe when it was built, there wasn't as much stuff here, not as much shopping or things to do, not as many residential homes. But then after this transit hub was built, then they built more stuff to go along with it. And then this area became so busy. Basically, you always see lots of people here. I'm trying to avoid people as much as I can when I'm filming, but oh man, I've been walking around here before I started recording, and I saw so many people going from one place to another place. It's definitely a very busy and successful station. And I'm going to show you the trains and the metro as well. I just keep waiting to see if we can catch a little bit of extra bus action to see all the buses arriving and departing. I hope that we can get lucky. At least there is a tram arriving. And there is a little van, but that doesn't really count. I noticed that some of the bus and tram lines are not very long in Hungary, but the frequencies are high and the transfers are designed in a way that they don't take long and you don't have to walk too far. It's pretty straightforward, pretty obvious when you have to transfer. So I can understand why the lines are not too long, although they do have some pretty long lines. It just depends, but they also have short ones. I feel that, I don't know if they analyzed the data or it's just historic this way, but I feel that the way everything works is very efficient. You can see that the buses and the trams, they are usually not empty, and you can see a lot of people are using it, and you can see a lot of people using the transfer hubs. And I feel like everything is functional, everything is operational, and everything is being used almost to its capacity depending on the time of day. You can see a newer Mercedes bus. I'm not sure how new it is. It might not be that new, but it's definitely one of the latest generations, I believe. And also I saw some Turkish buses, of course a lot of Polish buses, some Hungarian buses, and buses from Sweden and Germany. So a lot of different buses operate in Budapest, which is very cool, makes it very interesting to explore. Also lots of bendy buses. Now we are capturing one of those moments with a lot of activity. 3 buses, a trolley bus. Wow, this guy is so fast. Pretty cool. Look at this. This is bus number 5, a regional one, and then this is trolley bus number 6. I don't know if I should be separating buses and trolley buses, but basically transit vehicle number 6 in like 30 seconds. That was pretty good. I think we could consider that an accomplishment. And also there's a tram in the background. So I would say this is pretty close to what I was aiming for. Of course, more would be better, but it's never enough when it comes to filming transit vehicles. But I want to take a look. I think it was less than 30 seconds and 6 or 7 vehicles passed by. That's pretty cool. So on this note, I think we can start making our way to the train station and take a look at what it's like to transfer. So let's say you get off the tram over there, or you get off the bus or trolley bus at this stop, and then we're gonna start walking to the train station after this trolley bus leaves. It's nice that one is leaving, the following one behind is right there ready to go, so that people don't have to wonder when it's gonna come. Also, they have digital signs with estimated arrival times, another huge bonus. And again, we are seeing more vehicles, more activity. I could stand here all day filming these buses and trolley buses. This is basically the place to be for a transit enthusiast. Let me know if there's any other place that is better, but I think this is as good as it gets when it comes to public transportation in Hungary and in Europe in general. Great hub to look at. But yeah, it's never enough, so we'd better go. Because it's never enough. Bye bye, tram. Okay, so we got off the bus or the trolley bus, and now we need to transfer to the train. Well, guess what? It's actually very easy. It's just, I think it's just this way over here. Such a beautiful sunset. So you just get off, you walk literally 1 minute. They have the information with estimated train arrival times. Very convenient. You can see it's 6:27 is the next train. And you can see people boarding just like that. Can a transfer be any better than this? I think it's pretty awesome, very convenient. Also, speaking of old school vehicles, you can see that these trains, they are really historic, and it's so awesome to see that they are still operating and still servicing passengers. They have several different suburban train lines that are very affordable and very convenient. Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes.
No, we do.
Okay.
It's a train.
Okay.
So,
I leave.
thank you.
No problem. They told me I could not film on the train station, but we captured what we needed to capture. And let's go ahead and take a look at the metro station. If we were to transfer to the metro, we just go downstairs, just like that, and then walk another minute or so, and that's it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Again, if they had elevators, it would be a huge bonus. Also, they have these signs with specific information, the route numbers, where exactly you need to go. Very convenient. As far as filming or no filming rules, I think it's a little bit gray area, because when I search for this online, it says that you can film anywhere you like, and you can film whatever you like. Then sometimes somebody tells you cannot film, then they come back to you and tell you actually it's okay to film, just don't film the people, and then somebody else doesn't care at all. So I'm not sure exactly what the situation is, but it definitely makes it a little bit more challenging, because not only I have to watch out for all the vehicles and everything else that's going on, but also worry about this kind of stuff. Sometimes I have to start recording the video again. So I hope you can support my channel, at least like and subscribe and leave a little comment giving me some support, because it's not always easy to do this kind of stuff. It's not as easy as it seems. Sometimes I have to do multiple takes to get it done, and also a lot of planning goes into it too. But you can see the train station is on the other side, and that is basically where we came from, where the tram is heading right now. I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit more. And right behind that tram, this is where we're looking at all those buses and trolleybuses and all those vehicles. So very good, like over there you have trams, trolleybuses and buses straight ahead. Then on the right you have the suburban trains, which is where we just came from. And then right behind me is the metro stop that was built in 1970, which is the final stop for Metro Line M2, and that is where we're about to go right now. And maybe we can even ride the train a little bit. I'm not sure what they're gonna tell me about filming or no filming, so I would like to let you know that I'm in Budapest for a couple of weeks, and at the end of this trip I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing Budapest with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or using the link in the video description below. And by the way, I'm in Budapest for a whole month. I said a couple of weeks because I was in London for a couple of weeks, I was in Belgium for a couple of weeks, and then I was in Bulgaria, Sofia, for a couple of weeks. But Budapest is actually my longer stay because I like this city so much in terms of its transit and architecture and everything else that it has to offer, that it's really hard to leave it in a couple of weeks. Actually, if I had a choice, I would stay here even longer than a month, because in my opinion, this is almost as good as it gets when it comes to all the activities and things to do and places to visit, and the quality of public transportation here, which is something that I really care about, as you know. So let's enter the metro station, and okay, we're just entering when people are exiting. And we're gonna walk all the way to the other end, because that is where the station is a little bit less crowded, and that is where maybe we can ride the train together a little bit. We can see the train leaving on the other side. They have newer subway trains, not so much older vehicles anymore. I was not able to see any older Soviet subway trains, but still they have a lot of other transit vehicles that are fun to explore, so I'm not complaining. And this train, as we enter, is very comfortable, very spacious. They have these signs. This is their subway lines. They have a lot of transit. The subway system is not that extensive, but they have a lot of trams and buses, trolleybuses, trains to compensate for that. Also, this vehicle is equipped with cameras for safety, and generally speaking, I think it's very good for high capacity service. Let's see, it says Alstom Transport. That's all that it says over there. Alstom. And the driver is a lady, which is cool. Also some advertising. and we are about to depart in just a minute. Depending on the time, the frequency can be as low as high as a minute or two, or as low as every 5 to 10 minutes. So it just depends on the time. What's really cool about this line is that the last two stops before they stop, they are overground, so you can see the views a little bit during daytime. You can see the view of the metro depot that hopefully we can capture right now. If we get lucky, we'll see. It's interesting how many different platforms they have. Not just one platform, but two platforms. And depending on where you're going, you might be able to get off here or on the other side, or maybe that's because the train is gonna go to the depot. I'm not sure, but usually they pull in over here. But in this case, it pulled in on the other side.
Üdvözlőjük Budapestben! Ez az M2-es metró a déli pályaudvar felé. A Pillangó utca következik. Az ajtók a jobb oldalon nyílnak.
Welcome on board. This is Metro Line M2 to Delhi Payaludvar. Doors will open on the right.
You can see some of the older Soviet trains that are no longer in service, but they still have them over there just in case. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.